Hey guys, it's Dom from mobiledom.co.uk and mobiletechtalk.co.uk, and today I have an unboxing of the Motorola Moto X Play. Now, earlier this month when I went to the Motorola event that was about changing the relationship with your phone, we didn't know we were getting two Moto X's. The invitation said XGX, and we thought it was like a stylized version of XOXO. But no, there was actually two Moto X's and a Moto G. The Moto X Play, then we had the Moto X Style, which is the really high-end one, and we have the Moto G 2015. So, Motorola were very gracious enough to send me a Moto X Play for review. So, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. So this is actually still sealed, so I need to actually cut the seal here to get in. Also, be careful with knives. I see so many people use these and like slip and cut themselves. Just be careful. Alright, so, ooh, I got the black one. Oh, this is nice. This is even nicer this is nicer than I remember it. I'm just gonna pop this over to the side for the moment. If we look underneath, oh, this is a nice change. We have a UK Motorola wall plug, which, oh, I'm gonna have to tear this to open it, aren't I? Well, I'll put this over the side for the moment. But it's a UK plug, so it's got the 3 pins, but it's got dual USB ports on top, which means I believe this is not the turbocharger. I believe the turbocharger has a single port. Let me just take this off camera for a second. Yeah, no, this is like 1 amp, so it's not going to be a turbocharger, but you can charge 2 things at once. So if you have like a Moto 360 and a Moto X Play or whatever, you can plug one cable into one plug, 2 cables into one plug, and then charge 2 things. Whoa, they won't charge very fast though. We have a standard micro USB cable. Everyone's got about 20 gazillion of these, so just whatever. They're useful to have. But yeah, it's nice to have this because in the Moto G, I think all of the Moto Gs in the UK have never come with a plug. And I'm guessing they're assuming everyone just has one nowadays, but it's still nice to have one. We have a little README. Oh, this is nice. It's actually in colour this time. Most of the time we see these, they're in black and white. So, there's a little quick start guide. Motorola, safe, smart, protected. I'm guessing this is just like a little warranty guide. Yeah, safety, regulatory, and legal. If we look in here, I'm guessing this is the SIM removal tool. Yep. Oh wow. This is pretty. If I go over to my keys, every other SIM removal tool I have is like this, or like these little teeny tiny things. Motorola's give you like a big honking plastic handle with a pin on the end. I like this. This is going to be hard to lose. I like this. Just going to pop this down to the side. I unfortunately do not have a nano SIM at the moment. After I shoot this unboxing, I'm going to run to the shop and buy a nano SIM because none of my personal phones have ever needed them, so I've never gotten one. That unfortunately has to change now. So afterwards, I'm going to go get a nano SIM. Throw it off to the side. So if you didn't know, the Moto X Play is kind of the mid-range, the lower higher end phone. This is really confusing because before we had the E, the G, and the X. The X was high end, the G was mid-range, and the E was low end. Now that's completely thrown on its head. We have an E, a G, and 2 X's. This is the lower end X. It's got a 5.5 inch 1080p IPS display. It's got a 21 megapixel camera on the back, which from what I remember at the event was actually pretty great. It's got a 5 megapixel camera on the front, a huge battery, 3630 milliamp hours, 16 or 32 gigs of ROM, an octa-core Snapdragon 615 processor. I'm not the biggest fan of this Snapdragon 615, but again, I will reserve proper judgment until I've used this properly, because I could have just had dodgy devices before. And yes, as you can see, this does have a micro SD card slot. And unlike the Moto G 2015, it looks like it has dual speakers, but only this bottom one is actually a speaker. On the back here, we have this really nice textured rubber. I don't really I'm not as big a fan in this configuration as I am with it on the X Style. The X Styles version of this rubber is the same pattern as it is on the new Moto G, which I'm actually using to periscope this behind the scenes right now. This has a different pattern that I'm not the fondest of, but it is actually a really nice grip. So if we have a look on the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and the combo SIM or nano SIM and micro SD slot. On the left side, we have absolutely nothing. On the bottom, we have the micro USB port. On the right side, we have the volume and power button, and the power button is actually textured. I don't know if you can see that. It's got ridges on it, so it's easier to distinguish if the size alone wasn't enough. On the back, we have the 21 megapixel camera, dual tone LED flash, and the Motorola dimple. Now, this back is removable, but I don't have fingernails really, so I'm going to cheat and try and do this. And dear Lord, this is difficult. There we go. So under there, you can't get to the battery. You can't remove the battery, I mean, and the SIM card and anything doesn't go in here. It actually goes in that tray up top, like I showed you earlier. So I'm not gonna power it on or anything like that now. But yeah, that has been my unboxing of the Motorola Moto X Play. Well, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I haven't done one of these in a long time. You can get me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/mobile_dom. You can read my current writing, which is at www.mobiletechtalk.co.uk. I've been doing reviews for them for a couple of months. I don't really post on my website anymore, but you can still go there for whatever reason you like, which is www.mobile-dom.co.uk. And until then, toodle pip.